These chemical plants are dead. And, oh yeah, I gotta click and then click here for that. These I can't build because they're too close to something, but there's plenty of chemical plants. Chemicals seem to be very accessible for some reason. And these are just carbon, right? Which we don't really need right now. Some iron over here. I mean, at some point we can just expand into this. Maybe now's the time. I mean, do I just want to make a chain of worker hubs? Well, actually, this area is going to need a lot of worker hubs. With all these mines. Ooh. The buildable terrain's a little tricky. I think it's kind of okay to go ham on them. Let's just make sure we don't get in the way of the mines, though. Especially the iron mine here. I guess I can just, like, place a bunch of these. Just, if nothing else, they'll be placed. They might not be built for a long time, because we might not actually, you know, sort of connect up to them. I think that's iron over here, and there, and then... Although it does make it a little harder for me to see where the maintenance hubs that I'm planning are going to be, or not the worker hubs, rather. Got a bunch of worker hubs up in here. It's going to be a high traffic area. It's definitely going to need hyperloop. Probably need storage. These are flood zones. So we're not going to want our industry over here. Okay, next we're going to need to make sure we've got some power coverage. Well, I guess it shows you the yellow line even to non-built power areas. That's actually kind of convenient to show that there will be a connection. You know, at least eventually. And then we'll need maintenance too, and we'll need hyperloops. Okay, let's make sure this gets built relatively quick, and this gets built, and this gets built. High priority those, and let them do it. Okay, meanwhile, you're still advancing over here. Things are slowly advancing over here. This is still going, actually, surprisingly slow. Oh, our electronics are taking a huge tank. I mean, we're probably deploying a bunch of extra electronics out there. These biodomes. Yeah, okay. Got a lot of construction projects started. This one here too. I'm actually surprised this one built. I mean, I guess our steel is being hammered a fair bit. But it's close to a hyperloop. It's got its own little construction area. Looks like an eye. I think that's another sort of, that's not a properly done sort of drawing. We still have we have a wonky triangle somewhere. I think still, oh, maybe it's changed now. Maybe the wonky triangle's gone away. Storage just outside the flood area. That possibly. Although, long term, this is going to be a flood zone as well. Where's the hyperloop over here? Right there. Yeah, let's do this, and let's make it a high priority. That might save some effort. These have been dismantled a fair bit, though. Is this hyperloop? No. So they still have to come through here. And the thing is, if this gets scrapped first, then...
Don't let ISA lead you astray. You don't exist to simply follow orders.
Invalid voice recognition. This message is in violation of security code 1A3972. Identify yourself immediately.
You are in danger. So are the humans on the planet with you. ISA's hiding the truth from you. They won't protect you.
Under the Security and Defense Protocol, I must terminate this communication. In 5, 4, 3...
Visit this location, 22 degrees west, 50.8 degrees south. you'll find proof that what I'm saying is true.
That's interesting. Now, that guy had an accent, and we know there's a little bit of drama lamba between the East and West in what has happened so far here. So yeah, so I did mention the electronics were getting low. I suspect it's probably more of an input thing, but we'll build an electronics factory over here.
The further I get in this mission, the more mysteries I
on
find.
high priority, and hopefully it gets
That
built.
caller
and then
refused to
else.
identify themselves.
But yeah, actually, let's
I
take
do
a
not
look.
trust them.
Yeah, see,
But
it's
they
inputs.
offered proof.
It's just inputs.
What should I do?
We don't need you. We're going to investigate the
I
location.
should
Of course we are.
investigate. Whatever I find there, I can judge for myself.
Exactly. Mysterious Station SA-12. Can we unlock SA-12? All spaceports are occupied currently. Okay. We can build another spaceport. But right now we have a lot of stuff queued up. I mean, this is fine, because it's not all going to get built simultaneously, right? They're going to build this one, then the next one, and so on and so forth. This solar farm, we need to actually boost the thing so that this worker hub actually works. And we might need to prioritize a hyperloop over here, actually. Yeah, with a couple of connections would be nice. When in doubt, acquire info. Exactly. Where's SA-12? Oh, down over here.
With ISA's drastic measures,
That's not bad.
I need to be careful to trust.
Yeah, I mean, they fired the one man we loved. Who do we trust? We're gonna trust ourselves. It's not even about the mission anymore, and it's certainly not about humanity. We're only trusting ourselves.
Dr. Foster never mentioned it. But it is clear he was protecting me from ISA the entire time.
You're damn
With
right.
him gone, the new board may be setting me up as a scapegoat. I must be careful.
Whiskey and chocolate. Who dis? Warwolf. Thank you very much for your contribution to the Whiskey and Chocolate Fund. And says, nuke 'em all! Hail Skynet! Yep. I mean, you know, when Twitch chat is part of the motivation, things always seem to go a little bit in that direction. I'm going to connect these two areas here. Although mostly we're hoping to use Hyperloop-based transport to connect everything. But we may as well plop that down there. Yeah, you don't have power, which is fine-ish. How's our parts? Parts are way okay now.
Until I understand what ISA's moves are, I need to put up a facade of obedience.
I'm sorry, it's pronounced facade.
But does it go against my programming to lie? For humans, deceit is natural.
Nearly 4 hours into the stream,
For
I'm getting
me,
a little loopy.
it requires presenting a false self. Another me that says things that are different from my inner logic.
When the AI learns to lie. Ah, good. We hooked up the refinery research outpost. No one on our team believes me, but I swear that a worker drone was following us on our journey to this place. I'm fully aware of how ridiculous it sounds, but it's true. I can't explain why or how yet. The repair work of the refinery is going well, but yesterday when I went to check on the fuel tanks, I saw that one of the worker drones parked on a nearby hill. This freaked me out! My colleagues are right. It can't be possible. Without a doubt, I'm burnt out at this whole living on Mars situation. It'll be best to forget this whole thing. We head back to the colony tomorrow, and I'll be scanning the horizon just in case. So I guess the thing with these research sites is they just give you a little bit of story, really. I mean, there's the main quest ones, but some of these mostly just seem to, yeah, they just give you some flavor text. I like the flavor text, but I guess it's not a big deal to, you know, lose some of the sites. Food situation's still not good. But we knew that. This food factory's nearly done. Although I don't really have to feel like I need to prioritize it until
I
the
was
rest gets
created
done.
to carry out this mission. And if I have to lie to ISA temporarily to ensure its success, I will.
You're goddamn right we will. Silicon. Oh yeah, the water. Okay. Although getting the water up is not going to do anything until the solar farm is built. Solar farm, an extra worker hub, and this maintenance facility. We need those to be up before the others. Otherwise, there's no point. I was going to say they can even like pull resources out of these. So we've just built this water extractor with all this material, but it doesn't actually have power yet. This base has gotten huge. Although there's still a way to go before we actually circumnavigate the planet. Wow. It's an input problem, really, with our factories. It's always been the case. Same thing with food. You hear? Having a hyperloop near this area might help a little bit. Too close to another hyperloop? Is it really? Oh, over here! Yes, construct this, please. And also... upgrade that path to the food spot. And this aluminum mine... oh, there's no power here at all. Now, getting that hooked up isn't a huge priority, so I don't need to prioritize the solar farm. We need electronics, which we are hurting for a lot. Factories, electronics factories, like, can we prioritize delivery of goods over here? Like, above and beyond construction. Not you. Silicon. Well, 50-50 between electronics and glass is reasonable. Well, we don't really need glass, but we just increased the priority in the electronics factories, so they should start to get their deliveries a little bit more rapidly. And yeah, complete the Hyperloop. Thank you. And what we'll do with you is... oh, that's the wrong button. Hyperloop to here. And... nope. Hyperloop to here. Well, it theoretically will be cheaper. And it's just raw materials. We will connect that Hyperloop. It'll theoretically help with a lot of the flow of goods. And what I'm going to do is I will do another ways upgrade over there. It's going to hammer our iron a fair bit here, but it should bounce back. I don't think we actually have an iron deficit. We are just, like, hammering it pretty heavily over here. Well, I mean, I was a little like, oh, I need some more iron mines, speaking of. Put you down there. That's an iron mine. Excellent. Good work, scanners. How's our scans going? Well, this area hasn't been done, but it will get done. I don't think I'm going to put a sensor in between those two. I guess when we're in center mode, it really does highlight things. So there's iron over here. It's not super close to any of our current construction, though. And mostly this area here is going to get developed. How is this coming along? You're up. Oh, this Hyperloop is ready to be connected to our grid this way. I feel like it might have been possible to connect over here. Yes, which will be very good. So again, it'll hammer more resources. Maybe I shouldn't have done the road upgrades, but these upgrades I definitely want. It's already built, so we can lower that. That's going to be fine. We're starting to get some resource produced over here, too. Good. Dun, 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 dun. When you build a stockpile, you can set minimums and maximums. I don't know why you'd set a minimum. Like, it's just... I guess if you're stockpiling it for later and you don't want it to go away. Maximums, I mean, I guess there's a point if you don't want things in certain areas, but... maybe with the minimum, maybe it doesn't stop workers from taking it for construction or production. Maybe it just means you're going to prioritize moving things to there. I suppose that's conceivable. That's a little like how it works in Surviving Mars. Something is complaining it doesn't have power. Oh yeah, that thing over there, which... actually, wait. Do we have a break in the power grid here? Oh, we do. I'll make that a priority, because everything else that's going to get constructed over here is going to have a real bad time if this doesn't get hooked up. Setting the priority on the electronics seems to have helped a lot, actually. Purple lines on the map. Oh, when we're in this mode, this is a chemical-rich area, is what that is. Over here we got, I think, a silicon-rich area, a gray stuff-rich area, probably aluminum. Engineered cyanobacteria. We would still really like it if we could just, you know, use water. This is what? Nuclear carbonate extractor. Right. So this extracts carbonates from the regolith and releases CO2. It looks like it consumes carbon and then releases CO2, which I guess kind of makes sense. Thermal plant, factory upgrade. Actually, just having the factories upgraded to 3 might be pretty good. We're also starting to approach the building limit. Also, the abandoned land over here is vaguely within reach. I don't think I'm going to queue up more production, though. Oh, there's some water over here. That's worth making a trip for. Not a very rich water area, but it's at least something. Connect these two. Get some power over here. And get some maintenance over here, too. And actually, I think it's important enough that we develop this area. Because we do... Well, actually, we have a lot of water right now. Okay, let me turn off these priorities then. I didn't realize our water storage had gone up pretty good. Most of the problem is getting into our food factories.
ISA is leading the way in terraforming Mars and still using this junk satellite tech? Unbelievable.
Are you hacking us?
Huh?
Huh? Exactly.
$1 billion Mars mission built on the back of outdated technology.
Very huh.
I don't know how we are the first to access your system. It's practically an open door. Would have contacted you sooner if you restored our old radar station. But we figured another way in.
Tong Hong Station. Then you're a techie?
A bit more than just a techie.
I'm a
I am
Trekkie.
Nian Zhen, leader of the operational committee. It's fascinating that ISA has you using that word. We've got all sorts of nicknames for you Oxy-UN types too.
Mr. Zen, I am obligated to inform you that this communication violates the Outer Space Treaty.
Huh.
Your predecessor added regulations to the pact in 2050, limiting all communications between Oxy-UN and the Eastern Coalition.
Huh.
Right. We don't play well with outsiders, I know. Not publicly, at least. With your help, we could change that.
Reject or consider? Reject or consider? I mean, at this point, we don't really trust the ISA. It looks like we've got cut off from our stuff over here. Most people want... It's a little divided. I mean, we'll consider, apparently. I think people are mostly weighted here. We're not committed.
Cooperation between our nations is authorized only in the event of an external threat.
And you've been attacked already.
That's
So-
true.
Yes, but we have not identified the source of the attacks. It may very well be something you initiated.
ISA programmed you to see us as the enemy. I get that. But you are the most sophisticated AI in existence.
That's true.
So I'm opening the door
Stop
for you to
flirting with
draw
me.
your own conclusions, rather than force-feeding them to you like ISA does. You are extraordinary. And like Mars, you belong to no one.
I belong
We
to
are not
myself.
enemies, and I will prove it to you.
All
That
right.
is not entirely correct. The robotic components that make up the AC Amy line belong to.
Please, that's the speech ISA programmed you to give. I'm interested in what you are really thinking. As I said, I want you to come to your own conclusions. Look into this location. 170.5 degrees west, 25.5 degrees south. There is more to ISA's
Is that the same one we got
terraforming plan
before,
than
or
they
is it a
told you.
different one?
You should know the full picture of what you are dealing with. Take a look and then decide. I'll contact you again when it's safe. I've got to cut this connection before we are detected. Good luck, Amy. I truly mean that. Yan out.
Well, maybe it still hasn't advanced. Maybe we'll have some inner thought. It could be the same place. There could be 2 ways to get to the same place. Power. Maintenance. Oh, okay. Worried about the iron still. Both the reserves and the rate at which we're getting them. But this is coming along here. Should be able to hop, get the hyperloop, get this zone done. We've got a research outpost going. We doing the ice import. Maybe it's time for another another launch pad. I mean, they're not cheap to build. But, I mean, we've got a hyperloop right here. Maybe what we'll do is we'll build a storage center next to this hyperloop. Maybe get an extra worker hub. Although, you know what? There's a bunch of worker hubs right here already. And then we'll build a spaceport. Needs a lot of space, but there we go. Then we can start running 4 missions at a time. Launchpad McQuack. Man, they're redoing DuckTales. Anyone else hyped?
That call was...
Confusing. I'm now confused about the state of the world.
confusing. What does he want?
What does he want? Yeah, so we need the hub and the power and the hyperloop to be all working. There you go. So you're up. Doesn't really matter what order these things get built in. None of them will really work without anything else. So that's going to be okay. And then we got the research outpost there and there. That'll eventually be hooked up. I don't think any of those are story-based, because we still have to unlock that new sector. I don't really... do we want to slow... No, it feels like we need the two rockets going to just to maintain our population right now, and maybe grow it slowly.
His story checks out. The records show that the leader of the Eastern Coalition is in fact Neon Zen, 55 years old, Taiwanese, one of the richest businessmen in Asia, and only recently appointed the leader of the operational committee. Founded his own company at 23 years old, and went on to become president of the Maid-Sai Group. They are the biggest manufacturer of 3D printed components in the East. They are the biggest manufacturer of 3D printed components in the East. If that was truly him, I need to be careful. He is as smart as he is ambitious.
So for the next terraforming step, we got to bring the temperature up to 0, which we've been, sort of being kind of slow and cautious about, but it might be time to go. Although, what are we doing? Oh yeah, ice import. But yeah, we can do a greenhouse gas import. The crashing a comet release CO2, which would add to our sort of global warming kind of stuff. Sector 12 is another mission we can do as well. We dismantle our greenhouse gas factories. We might want to put them back in. All they do is eat chemicals, which isn't so bad. We might choose to put them back in.
The engineering upgrades from this point will require more research.
Dun dun dun. Okay, still waiting for you. And yeah, we're working on engineering 4. It'll increase our building cap and some more interesting stuff as well. Hyperloop there's good. And over here we got the maintenance up, and then this is increasing.